I'm Nick Williams, joined by Andrew Cherico in the bounce house for the Sons of UCF, brought to you by Latavius Murray's Knights 24/7. Now, Andrew, I don't know if it's just because the theme parks are in the Orlando area or not, but this UCF football team loves to give UCF fans a roller coaster of emotions. They beat the Oklahoma State Cowboys in this one 17-14, late field goal to take the lead, and then that game-sealing pick by Braeden Marshall just puts them over the edge. Now, Andrew, there were some struggles in that first half.
Yeah, Nick, you said it best. This team looked like they came out flat again, and they did come out flat. 14-0 Cowboys led in the first half. The offense couldn't get anything going. The interceptions from Taven Jackson. Overall, ugly. Didn't know if the Knights were going to return and bounce back. But in the second half, Taven Jackson starts the first play of the drive with an 83-yard passing touchdown to Dylan Wade. He threw it over the middle. Dylan Wade took it all the way. Then the Knights continued to score 17 unanswered points against Oklahoma State, making it a 17-14 game. The defense was excellent in the final drive, and they got the job done. Coach Frost says not much changed in the second half, and he wasn't sure what changed, but they stuck to their game plan, they stuck to their guns, and they got the job done. Let's hear from Coach Frost and players.
Yeah, I started, it wasn't frustration, but there started to be some vocal seniors on the sideline. Paul called the offense up. Miles was getting vocal. To be honest, we need more of that. We need more energy. Our guys play hard, but we don't always have the highest energy because we don't have enough vocal leaders, and it was actually refreshing to see some of those guys do that. I know this game meant a lot to them tonight because it was senior night. I'm glad that they were able to finish it the right way.
I'm just happy to send the seniors out, on a high note, on a win here, closing out at home, and get ready for, we have one more opportunity, so hopefully, go out in Provo, shock a few people, and get bowl eligible.
We finished at the end. We came out with a dub. We were able to send the seniors out the right way. That's what matters. The W at the end.
Yeah, huge. I mean, it felt great, especially my last game here at the bounce house. That was awesome. Awesome for the seniors as well. It was a much needed win for the program. So getting that win and finally coming out on the right side of things was awesome.
Yeah, every game is important to me. I don't care about the stats. I just want to win, and I got to get more tough. Running the ball. So no matter what hurts, I just got to be more tough.
Yeah, that's one of the things I'm talking about. As much as we talk about work on those things not happening, that's kind of who we are right now, and we have to wear that. I have to wear that as a head coach. Our assistants have to wear it. The players have to wear it. That kills drives, and it did tonight. It's a bunch of things. Sometimes we're not sprinting out to get lined up at receiver, and so he has to wait before he puts somebody in motion. Then the offensive line doesn't stay set long enough. We false started up front a couple times, and the holding penalties. I have to look at more than the little tablet I have on the sideline, but those were unfortunate. It's the between the snap fouls that you can't always control, and those are an experience and discipline thing, and I would have hoped we were better at that at this point. So we have to wear that.
Nick, we were speaking about that 83-yard touchdown to Dylan Wade, first play of the second half. And in my opinion, that was the game changer. The best play of the game for the Knights, shifted the momentum entirely in that second half. The Knights were coming out flat in the first, and to get that going in the second half completely drained Oklahoma State. You were with them. How did they react?
Yeah, well, Coach Meacham brought it up himself. He felt like all juice was drained after that second half. The locker room was a little too happy for his liking. And Andrew, they were only up 14-0 going into the half. Then that 83-yard bomb happens. Knights put up 7 on the board, and the momentum is shifted. And then we also know the momentum kind of shifted when in section 220, right behind us, the UCF student section migrated their way over there, started shirtless, swinging the shirts and everything. And I mean, Andrew, it was a sight to see, but one that Oklahoma State actually started that trend earlier in the season. Coach Meacham was able to bring that up post-game as well.
It looked like our guys, after that long touchdown, just kind of, and we went 3 and out, it kind of hit them, and just, I don't know what happened. Didn't feel like we had the juice like we had in the first half. We were moving the ball, mixing it up, doing good stuff, and it seemed like we got a little bit one-dimensional or something. I don't know. Again, I'm speaking ahead of myself here because I'm not sure. I need to watch it on tape and see. And maybe they did do something, but it didn't feel like it was something catastrophic on defense. Great first half, and our message to the fellas at halftime was, I do appreciate your enthusiasm at half, and we were up 14. However, it's not a time do you think you've won the game? All right, it's a time to say it's 0-0 and lock it back down. You walk out of that tunnel and approach it that way and win the second half. And I think it was kind of cool. It looks like they've adopted our shirt off thing. I guess that's kind of a national deal, but I looked up there, felt like we were home.
Now, Andrew, the Knights get a must-win here at the Bounce House. They move to 5-6 on the season, and they keep their bowl hopes alive. But this next week, they're going up against a top-ranked BYU team on the road in Provo, Utah. And we remember what happened against Baylor. We remember what happened against Texas Tech. So how do they get to this point in the season?
Nick, that's a loaded question, and this is a must-win game against BYU. But let's go back to the beginning, where Taven Jackson subbed in for Cam Fancher due to injury and led the Knights to victory against Jacksonville State. Then the Knights proceed to go 3-0 in non-conference play. Just 3 more wins needed to reach bowl eligibility. But Nick, the Knights just win 2 games during the Big 12 season against teams that have struggled all year, against West Virginia, against Oklahoma State. And Nick, this team is what it is at that point, and that's what Coach Frost told us at postgame. The penalties are a part of this team now. The mistakes are a part of this team now. If a few things had gone differently for UCF this season, this wouldn't be a must-win against BYU. If they can just get the ball in on the 1-yard line against Kansas, if they can get the ball into the end zone against Houston for the space game, have a heroic ending. Didn't happen. This team has been on the short end of the stick so many times this season, and now Coach Frost knows they have one more tough challenge ahead of them.
And that tough challenge will come in possible frigid conditions over there in Utah. And I don't know how many of the shirtless fans are going to be traveling that way. Might be a little too cold for them to take their shirts off, but this team is going to need a lot more than just some wild fanatics in the crowd. But Andrew, we do some great work here for Sons of UCF, but for you over at Latavius Murray's Knights 247, tell us about the work that you do over there.
Yeah, absolutely, Nick. And at this time of the year, things are really starting to ramp up with their early signing period. Lots of flips for UCF. Lots of recruiting news. We're all over it. Breaking news. Can name as much as you want, as well as game time analysis from Latavius Murray and a bunch of fantastic writers. Be sure to check out Latavius Murray's Knights 24/7 for all the latest UCF news.
It's a must-win next week in Provo against a top-ranked BYU team. Be on the lookout for that, as the time is still to be determined. For Andrew Cherico, I'm Nick Williams for the Sons of UCF, brought to you by Latavius Murray's Knights 247.